Lil Kemzy in the building with JV8 Studios. Break the bar. Let's break these bars down.
Paranoia from the street, looking over my shoulder. Enemies stay close, so I keep my team closer.
So the chorus, Paranoia, looking over my shoulder, is basically about, you know, the areas in South London, they're all so close, innit? So one road could lead to another road just by one turn or just crossing the grass. And obviously you always have to be on point, so you're always looking over your shoulder. And that kind of gives you that paranoia aspect. And that's basically what it is. You have to keep your thing to stay safe, especially when everyone's so close, and just about protecting yourself just in case you take that wrong turn or bump into people you might not want to bump into, or you might want to bump into.
I know my life is crazy, I know my life is mad. I made decisions in my life that made my mother sad.
So I know my life is crazy, I know my life is mad. I made decisions in my life that made my mother sad. Basically, growing up, especially in the area where we're coming from, whatever, we're always doing things. Our parents have a kind of line they want us to go down. And obviously, when you grow up in a certain area, you have certain friends. You could be that bad influence yourself. And you're doing stuff what your mother might not agree with. And this kind of affects a lot of stuff, especially when you're doing stuff what you shouldn't be doing and your mother doesn't approve of. So obviously it makes your mother sad, especially when she finds out about it.
I used to rub and steal, almost even got a kill. I had many lonely nights when I was on the wheel.
I used to rub and steal, almost even got a kill. I had many lonely nights when I was on the wheel. Basically, this is just a past life. So some of the activities I may have got involved in, or people around me may have got involved in, because I'm just telling the story of the music, innit? So we used to rub and steal, and people get hurt in the combat, you get what I mean? When everyone's so close. And people almost die from it, or people do die from it. So that's basically what it is.
I kept it staying still, it was never still. In this life and times it turned some out as ill. It had some brothers begging, had some brothers screaming. Was the reason some brothers even turned to preaching.
I kept the stainless still, it was never still. In this life and times it turned some out as ill. It had some brothers screaming, had some brothers preaching. Basically, stainless steel can be described as a weapon. And basically, because we're paranoid and we're living a certain life, or some people are living a certain life, certain people carry certain tools. And obviously a stainless steel could be deemed as a object. And it was never still, so basically it's a play on words. I kept the stainless steel, it was never still. It's basically saying the stainless steel was never still. It had some brothers bleeding and brothers screaming. So with that tool, it might have caused damage on the road. And it might have caused hurt to people. And certain areas what had trouble with us, certain members turned to God. So it had them, obviously they're preaching, they're telling their story. So they're more religious now.
I'ma keep it true, dark times are fighting through. You can ask my mother in the belly, I was kicking too.
I'ma keep it true, dark times are fighting through. You can ask my mother in the belly, I was kicking too. So basically, dark times, so when you're going through shit in life, obviously we're fighting through it. And that's how we're fighting through these problems we're going through, innit? And I'm saying, even my mum's belly before I came out, I was a fighter. Any dark times, I was fighting through it anyway. So you ask my mother, man, I was kicking through in the belly. So when I came out to life, I was going to be a fighter anyway. Dark times, good times. You know what I'm saying?
All my life I was told power comes a cost. To be a boss, trust me dog, you gotta handle lots.
All my life I was told power comes a cost. To be a boss, trust me dog, you gotta handle lots. Basically, it's that transition going from a young guy just chilling with your friends to a certain level of a hierarchy. And there's always a hierarchy basically in the state and in the area. And you may put on a pedestal because of maybe you can rap or you got a certain ability, making money or whatever. So people look up to you. But basically, when you're on that higher pedestal, everyone's problem becomes your problem, and you have to try and find a way to solve everyone's problem. And it becomes a difficult task. You don't realize it until you're there, because it's jealousy. There's a lot of things that go on in the hood.
Everybody's problem seems to mess up Prof.
Everybody's problem seems to mess up Prof. So basically, the more trouble you have as an area, there's more attention in that area. So there's more police, there's more all of this, there's more other areas coming through in your area. And this kind of causes problems making money. And that's basically what I'm saying. Everyone's problems, every individual that brings a problem to the area affects someone else's money in that area and in that state. And that's basically how it goes.
At JV8 Studios, we provide high-quality video production. We also offer services in photography, building online brand awareness, social media management, and content strategies. We have expertise in shooting music videos, events, commercials, weddings, podcasts, fitness and fashion. With a team of professional, reliable and experienced directors, cinematographers, editors, marketing consultants and sound engineers, we have the equipment and skills to turn your vision into a reality. Interested to find out more about JV8 Studios? Head over to our website for more info. That's www.jv8studios.com.
I put the ski mask on, took the risk that no one's on. Patience is a virtue till you have to be the patient one.
I put the ski mask on, took the risk that no one's on. Patience is a virtue till you have to be the patient one. Basically, in certain positions, people are expected to do certain things. You can't be in a certain position if you're not willing to do what you have to do. And to stay in that certain position, you're going to have to do stuff what other people are not willing to do. Or some people are willing to do, and you have to tag along just because you're in that position to keep yourself in that position, basically. Obviously, everyone tells you, keep going. Obviously, don't give up. Patience, everyone says patience is a virtue, innit? But it's not. It is a virtue until you're the person who has to be patient, innit? When you have to be patient, you're thinking, fuck, this is long. And obviously, it's just basically saying that sometimes you want to give up because patience ain't easy to maintain.
One, I pray for better days till my knees start to ache. I had some issues, what kept a brother wide awake.
I pray for better days till my knees start to ache. I had some issues, what kept a brother wide awake. When you're going through stuff in life, you look for an outlet. Because even though you're in a certain position, everyone feels like you're happy to be there. Sometimes you want to out. And that's when they say in the darkest times, you pray more and all of that. And sometimes you're on your knees, you're praying, but you're not seeing a change. And even though you're praying, you're thinking, you know what, it's not working, so I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing, which is the wrong mindset, but that's how it goes.
I got the power, got respect, I ain't got loyalty. I been the shit on the ground, that's why they're dodging me.
I got the power, got respect, I ain't got loyalty. I been the shit on the ground, that's why they're dodging me. Basically, growing up, obviously, doing activities in the area, you get the power, you get the respect, but loyalty doesn't come just from doing stuff in the area. Everyone's an individual, innit? Certain people will like you, certain people won't like you. You lot could be part of the same team, you lot could have grown up together, but jealousy comes and other factors comes. When you're on the road, there's money, there's girls, and that plays a big part, especially girls and money, and that creates drifts for loyalty. Love for tuning in, Lil Kemzy. Follow the socials, Lil Kemzy _ Twitter, Lil Kemzy3. Obviously, shout out to Rich Melodies who couldn't make it, and shout out to the rest of the team, man. Keep going. And follow JV8 Studios, like, subscribe, and keep going.
Paranoia from the street, looking over my shoulder. Enemies stay close, so I keep my team closer. All the wrong that they did, that make my heart colder.